Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Wednesday. We've reached Hump Day. We've got to the middle of another week, and of course today is March the 20th. And I hope you had a good Tuesday. I hope you had a wonderful day. And anyway, hope you were able to work toward again toward the middle of this week. And now God has blessed us with the breath to breathe here on this Wednesday morning, and hoping for a wonderful day. Hopefully, there might be some rain coming this evening. They're talking about, but that's a good thing. But anyway, I hope this morning finds you feeling well. Hope you're doing well this morning. Hope that you're well rested and ready to tackle the opportunities that God has blessed us with on this brand new day. This morning, I want to share a devotional with you entitled "The Day Jesus Got Mad." Mark chapter 11, verse 16, it says, "And he stopped everyone from using the temple as a marketplace." If you've ever watched, a Western, then you know that if you want to make a point, you turn over a table. After Jesus, rode into Jerusalem on the back of a donkey, he entered the temple and he looked around and he assessed the situation. And then he returned the next day and he began to cleanse the temple by driving out the merchants and turning over their tables. Mark gives us these details in his gospel, and this is in Mark 11, verse 15. He says, "When they arrived back in Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out the people buying and selling animals for sacrifices. He knocked over the tables of the money changers and the chairs of those selling doves." Now, maybe you're thinking, now wait a second. I thought Jesus was meek and mild. I mean, isn't that how Christians should be? Well, let's understand what that means. Jesus did say in Matthew 11:29, "I am humble and gentle of heart." The problem is that we sometimes equate meekness with weakness. We think that, to be a Christian, we need to be soft-spoken. Now, that's what we think meekness is. But that isn't meekness. That's just quietness. You see, the image of Jesus, knocking over tables and chairs of the money changers isn't what we're used to. I mean, as a matter of fact, in the way artists portray Jesus, in traditional religious art, he doesn't look like he could turn over a chair, much less a table. But the Jesus of the New Testament, the real Jesus, was a man's man. I mean, he was strong. The merchants, tables, weren't little temporary folding tables. You see, rather they were massive tables, made of heavy wood and possibly even marble. And Jesus, he turned them over. I mean, it was complete chaos as, doves flew out of their cages and money flew everywhere. Now, meekness is not weakness. I mean, it's power under constraint. Meekness is being able to, do something and choosing not to. Weakness, on the other hand, is not being able to do anything. I mean, that's the difference. Jesus was applying, meekness. He was indignant and he was angry because they were hurting God's people. He told them in Mark 11:17, he said, "The scriptures declare, my temple will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have turned it into a den of thieves." You see, they were preventing people from worshiping the Lord. And instead of praying for the people, these religious leaders, they were preying on the people. If worshipers wanted to pay the temple tax, they had to exchange their money for special half shekels in the sanctuary, which were the only form of currency the temple accepted. But it came at a hiked up price. In other words, they were gouging. The same was true for sacrificial animals. You know, if people brought in their own animals, you know, to sacrifice, the animals would be rejected, you know, which forced them to buy the merchants, more expensive animals. The bottom line is that the merchants, they were keeping people, they were keeping people away from God. And that made God angry, very angry. I mean, in the same way, you see, we need to ask ourselves this question: am I a bridge or am I a barrier to people coming to Christ? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a barrier. I don't want to be a barrier, that blocks people from coming to Christ. I want to be a bridge that God can use. I want to be that instrument that God can use, that vessel that God can use. And so, anyway, that's what I'm praying for myself, praying for you, is that we would be that type of people. But anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Wednesday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, Angie and I, we love you guys. We're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.